And welcome back to Crypto Hulk. Yeah, we're going over the XRP gold backed, and I'm sure there's silver backed, all kinds of crypto and everything with this debit crypto that used to exist. What we got with this, you know what? This whole crypto space, and it's not a crypto market or nothing. There's so much like secret stuff, you know. Um, I've looked into this and I was the only one, as far as I'm aware of, teaching you all about 2, 3 weeks ago, about a month ago, about Ripple Singapore, the exchange that they had with gold, silver, crypto, and how they back all of it, and then all of a sudden, just poof, disappears, and how Codius was used in one of the reports that I was giving you. Codius was used in all that because what Codius will be is the new Flare. Okay. And back in 2014, there was a white paper on Codius, which I've done 4 times. No other show has done that. I've been watching crypto shows for about 3 years, and none of them have gone into Codius. They're all clueless on what Codius is, how it works, this and that, and nobody knows. I've only done the show 4 times. Ripple back in 2013, 14 had Ripple Singapore. I'd done the show on that where they had an actual vault in Singapore with the gold and the silver and all that. And they had the website where you could exchange cryptos for gold. And so it's basically the Ripple Liquidity Hub put into practice 10 years in advance and then shelved and put away. Just wanted to make sure it works. Cool, got it. This show today is going to be that, and I got more on top of that. But Ripple already had, let's call it a debit card or whatever, back with gold, silver, different cryptos and stuff. And all of a sudden now it's like poof, gone. That's what to expect in the future from Ripple. If and when it ever decides to become a bank, people are like, well, Crypto Hawk, what are we going to do with that? You know what? Ripple will give to us what we need when we need it. I've only said that now about 3 years. Okay. Stop trying to see you will not see the roadmap exactly how it is. Not going to happen. You're not going to know every step of the what do we do here? What if that? And da, da, da. Dude, you're not going to know all that shit. You're lucky just to be here early. Now you want a fucking roadmap with the rest stops on top of that. You want to see the roadmap, see all the stuff. Dude, are you high? You're seriously high. Okay, you got to get out of that way of thinking. You're lucky just to be here, number one. So you get the crypto, you lock it up, and then guess what? Guess what? Nobody can do. Nobody can wait. Oh, I got to do this. I got to stake, and I got to do that. I got to buy this. I got to do something. I got to do something, Crypto Hawk. Oh shit! I got to do something. Sad, truly sad. You notice how all these hype shows now they're not talking about no NFTs. Remember the guy that's like, "Come on in." He's like, "Oh, I'm getting me the metaverse." Oh, does he even talk about the metaverse anymore? No, he hasn't talked about metaverse for like a year at least, 2 years. Oh, I'm gonna get me some property on the metaverse. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh really? You are? How's that going? How's that going right now? That's what I'm talking about. These hype people. They're always buying. I'm backing the truck up. Man, you've been saying you've been backing the truck up for 3 years now. I've been listening to you. Okay. I listened to pull out all the bullshit stuff. Now get me. Oh, now they got sponsors. So now we're gonna get the poly sign. Oh, I'm gonna get some more Ripple. It's always getting something. Always doing something. Got to do this. Got to do that. Right. Right. It's always got to do something. The market's down. No, XRP's down 1% on the daily. Oh, got to back the truck up. Come on, man. Lou Diamond. Lou, thank you for that. Appreciate that. 1970 legend. I could use some coffee. Heard that. I got to get some energy drink after this, and then head off to the workout. Who's the first one that showed up today? Don XRICP. Rick P. Then we got Jason Roy just signed up. Dingy. I like the name Dingy. Just bought some more utility, Shiba. Then we got Aaron. Aaron's brand new. Crypto She-Hulk decided to stroll in. And you got Lee. Lee, welcome to the members video live stream. And Peter Smith. Charles Willis is like, don't think it exists anymore, the XRP credit cards. A lot of projects don't see fruition. That project was 2014, just searched for it. The point of it is, let's look at the article. Somebody, forgot who it was, sent me this. And they're like, Crypto Hulk, look at this. Copy and paste. Let's look at what was going on at Ripple. Okay, so there's the article. All right, got it. This is directly from the Ripple website from 2014. So there it is. Now the picture doesn't have that little blue picture thing. This article's old. They've taken parts of it off. Let's go through this, shall we? Let's see what Ripple has. See, look, they've already done all this. This was a test. Like I said, the early days of Ripple, 2013, 14, when I was showing you where Ripple was in China. No other channel's been teaching you that at all. At all. See, in the early days of Ripple, they were buddy with China. Singapore is like an extension of China. So basically, if you say Singapore, you say chai chai. All right, same fucking thing. But Singapore is the more outspoken. It's the arm. It's the arm of the PRC. Let's go over this here. The new debit card by Y Combinator, and then back shift payments. One of the cool things about Ripple protocol is how it bridges the old world with the new. Much like how the internet transformed the way we distribute, digest, and even create information. More people have access to more culture than ever before. That's amazing. At Ripple, ecosystem continues to mature and evolve. We're starting to see the same thing happen with the world of finance. By converging established tools with our new digital reality. Let's get into here. One example is Gold Bullion International. That's a real company. GBI, Gold Bullion International. Recent, listen to this, integration with Ripple. What? Since the gold balances issued by GBI are fully backed and redeemable for physical gold, we essentially get all of gold's great features, its historical legacy, and universal acceptance with nearly none of the drawbacks. Gold in digital form is a lot more useful than the classic variety. It's accessible to you anywhere you have an internet connection. You can trade it, send it, spend it live in virtual currency. Such is the promise of what we call the Internet of Value. It will change our expectations. Says here, now it seems like debit and prepaid cards are next. Are you hearing this? So almost 10 years ago, Ripple's talking about a gold-backed, crypto-backed debit card. ladies and gentlemen, they had all this 10 years ago. All this stuff, smart contracts were designed 10 years ago, all this stuff. Ripple releases this stuff to the public. Ripple now has smart contracts. They announced this like a year ago or something. They've had it for 10 years. Look, all the shit's figured out. It's already done. Codius has already been tested. Okay. People on YouTube like, oh, what's Codius? It's all fucking watch my show. If you want to know what Codius is, watch my show. I've only done it 4 times over the past, I don't know, 3 years. Not a big deal. Who's counting, right? It's called Xapo, Xapo. I've done a show on the Xapo Exago, Xago. Probably about 6 months ago, I did that show. No one else has. I was talking about Xapo with the P and Exago. I think right about the time it was snowing and I was down at the condo, something like that. But let's go with this. Xapo, XAPO became the best funded Bitcoin startup around with 40 million raised off the back of its Bitcoin debit card. Recently, now SnapSwap, which operates Ripple gateways in the US and Europe, launched Smarty Cash, a prepaid card powered by Ripple that is available through snapswap.eu that offers a 5% rebate. Whoa. What we got going on is SnapSwap is a payment method that Ripple had. They no longer have any of this stuff. What they've done already is they've tested everything, and it all works as of like 9 years ago, 10 years ago. It's all been tested, okay? What they'll do is have the gold back this, that. They have the debit card. It works for a while, and they shut it down, okay? I don't know the reason for all this. Maybe they don't want to let out. Look, I don't want to even guess. What Ripple has done is test everything. They've had this card out where it pays you 5% back. My God. Oh, but that goes away. All stuff goes away. They bring it out 10 years ago when they first started. Maybe because Ripple was ahead of their time. I don't know. But we do know what Ripple's going to have in the future because they just showed us, like 10 years ago, they were showing us what they were going to have for the future. I did the white paper on Codius. I did the show on that. They talked about smart contracts, programmable money, how crypto is going to run the like title insurance, mortgage insurance. Like they already told us everything. What they'll tell us is, oh, we're going to work on this. They've already done it. This all was done like at least 10 years ago. What I'm showing you here, as SnapSwap founder Denis Kiselev explained to me, the card could be used not only in connection with traditional payment networks like sending funds from banks, but it will be directly loadable from the Ripple network. So what is this? It's Ripple already has a card that's backed by gold and silver. From my other show that I've done, I've shown you that. And here you can load this card directly from the Ripple gateway. So Ripple would kind of be like, what, your bank? Yeah. We already went over that the other day with Lake BTC and how that was a Chinese. It was a Chinese bank with the Ripple gateway. I did a show last night, in case you didn't watch. And Ripple demonstrated how, and it worked, you can replace banks. Banks go bye-bye. Then they had to shut all that down because, the banks don't like that. See, the banks didn't want to go with what Ripple said in America because the American banks are criminals and they bribe the government. So Ripple had to go off overseas to make stuff work. They go to China and they basically run Lake BTC, and they proved that Ripple is basically a bank and can take over the world. Watch last night's show. I lay out all the evidence for that and give you the article and stuff and prove my point. Um, let's go on. We're just about done with this article. The result is the power of the Ripple protocol in a convenient form factor we're already familiar, which means you can use that in an ATM. The Ripple card can be used in an ATM wherever you want. Users can load their card. It has a balance of $15,000. Takes a few seconds to send. What does all this mean? This card's already been running on XRP. Ripple, look, all the shit's already done. I don't know the exact reason they hide everything. It's a fucking game, all right? But my channel, I expose shit so you see what's coming in the future. I'm showing you what Ripple is going to have in the future. But Crypto Hulk, how do we spend this? Da, 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 da. Again, quit asking the dumb fucking questions. We don't have all the answers now because we don't know the game. See, they change the game daily. Daily, the game is changed. So you can't make no roadmap on what the fuck to do. Do you get it? Crypto Hulk, what are we going to do if this and that? I don't know. We'll see when they change the game. Then we'll come up with the plans. So just that's how it goes. Maybe, there's all different kinds of things to do. I'm not going to even get into like what this is because they're going to change that. And then we go to do that. Then they change that. So it's like, I don't even fucking bother with it. I'll figure it out when it happens. We got here. There's also something called Y Combinator. So the letter Y hyphen Combinator backed shift payments, which according to TechCrunch is working to make it easy to spend digital currencies. You see how Ripple, like 10 years ago, was working on this? They're already done. Like I was telling you, everything's done. Okay. It says here you get TechCrunch is working to make it easy to spend digital currencies, cryptocurrencies, and loyal points, as it is to spend regular money. There you go. There's already a way to get all this done. We just don't know what it is now. Okay. There's different cards Ripple's got. They got it all figured out. This TechCrunch and these shift payments and all that was founded by Meg Nomura, Eugene Otto, and Greg Kidd, who is the chief risk officer at Ripple Labs. Listen to this. The shift card is integrated with both Coinbase and Ripple. Hello. Coinbase is already integrated for the past 10 years, at least 10 years. Coinbase is integrated with Ripple. You get it? They got this card thing that you ties right into Ripple. So you need money, you go into the Ripple bank, it puts it into your card. You go to Coinbase, you buy crypto. If you need gold, you can order that through Ripple, and they can send it to your house. Whatever you want. You want to trade with gold, it does that. All this shit's already been done. It says between Smarty Card and Shift, newfound utility emerges when you add an internet layer to traditional tools. That means you never have to worry about currency conversions. Well, Crypto Hulk, how are we going to off ramp? How about if you shut your fucking mouth, watch my show for longer than 5 minutes, and you just might have the answers you want. That means you never have to worry about currency conversions. And you have near instant access to less common options like gold and airline miles, which can then be spent pretty much anywhere or withdrawn from an ATM for cash. Your crypto will be converted. I don't know what's the name of the card going to be called, what flavor of the month it'll be. It'll be pretty much anywhere your crypto can be pretty much anywhere or withdrawn from an ATM for cash. There you have it. Okay. Oh, okay, Crypto Hulk. I can only watch for 5 minutes. I just want the quick answers. Bitcoin market cap today is only 8 billion. We're talking about 6 times larger per year in just the loyalty points alone. By Joe, that's the end of the article, eh? So there you have it. Ripple in 2014. Now, if they announced they have this stuff, it probably was invented in 2012, 13. Something like that. Who knows? Maybe long before then. This whole shit's a mystery, all right? And that's how we get our information is we piece together little tiny things that we find. All righty then. All right then. Let me see here. You got beta to alpha. XLM is so manipulative, the same way XRP is millions and billions stuck in Coinbase, taking 3 days to send. Its price is so much higher than what we see. I will totally agree with that one. You know what? Here's my belief. It's all in the private ledger. All these different banks right now, when I read you the article and the news story about them tokenizing stuff, we read about 2 weeks ago, we read the article where they were tokenizing home loans. So I go get a home loan from somewhere, and then that place that gives me the loan makes money off that loan, and then they tokenize it, call it a security, and they make money again on my home loan. Then, remember what I just said? They tokenize it. I say all this tokenization stuff is going on the private ledger. And what people don't know, but or no, these people get on the channel and leave their stupid fucking comments like they know something. They're like, oh, and the price is still 42 cents. Wow. I just say, wow. You are going to be so fucking destroyed. That's why we're all going to be rich, because these people are so fucking stupid. How it works, buddy, is this. You have this private ledger, okay? All the stuff they're tokenized. See, these banks already know. They already know the end game. We're just working on global regulations, all right? I don't know what the holdup is. There's a holdup. Probably to try to, you got to get everybody on board. That's number one. All these countries around the world that I want to be, I want to be the boss of this country and everybody's going to be fucking poor. And see, when you control stuff, when you stop people from being educated, you keep them dumb, you wreck the economy. So people that used to be retired now have to work. People that are working now got to work 2 jobs. People are totally busy, this, that. You keep them distracted. Oh, sounds kind of like right now. You keep everybody dumb. You have them watching the Kardashians and shit. Like, who the fuck cares, right? What's going on in their lives? The news media lies to you all the time. Meanwhile, what's going on behind the scenes is they're getting all this crypto stuff set up. And but people are so busy. Oh, I got my kids and they're graduating this and that. My daughter's getting married and I got to take the family to Hawaii. And everybody's got their fucking stuff they got to do, but they can't spend time in investing how to be super fucking rich. Then it all happens. All this stuff we're talking about that I've been teaching you for about a year, well, maybe about the past 6 months about tokenizing, we're not seeing it because it's done on a private ledger. Now, I don't know how they transfer all that shit. They're going to have some private ledger and some public, whatever. I don't have all the answers. I know I got the right crypto, but I don't have all the answers and how they're doing this and why for what. All this tokenization is going on a private ledger we can't see. Otherwise, it'd be like this. I'm an average investor, right? Okay. XRP is $5 this week. Next week it goes to 10. Next week, 15. Next week, 20. Next week, 25. If you see a pattern like that, you don't have to be an investor. Buy into that, okay? Buy into that. It's going up $5 a week. Anybody knows that shit. A fucking moron investor knows that. Okay. This whole crypto space will not be predictable. You will not see it. It will not make sense. That's how these people get super fucking rich when there's uncertainty. That's how they do this to get rich. Otherwise, everybody be rich, right? They have the government supposedly cracking down on crypto with a fake lawsuit. Then what you get to help you see, these other channels on YouTube are part of the problem. What they do is help spread all the confusion by daily reporting on the Ripple trial, by daily reporting on dumb shit, the prices of the XRP. These channels that report on the XRP trial every day, they're part of the problem. These channels that report on the XRP price every day are part of the problem because all that shit is fake. And they're promoting all the confusion and all the dumb shit that's going on. They promote it every day on their show. Okay? I've already gone over and proven at least 5 times on this show. I've had 5 programs on the Ripple trial where I show the evidence in 2015 and show that this current court case now is fake. Ripple's already been determined to be a money service business. They buy, sell, trade, swap, and all that. What do they buy? What is Ripple buying and selling and trade? It's called electronic money, currency. That's what the Justice Department discovered is Ripple is a money service business moving, guess what? Money. They're moving money. Okay, that's all that's going on. This whole trial is fake. These YouTubers that report on the trial every day are so fucking stupid. It's a shame. Ay, bendito mio. So you got these fucking dumbasses that have no clue that Ripple has already been determined money. Money has been determined to be money. And yet they still every day, oh, here's what's going on in trial today. What is Jeremy Hogan saying? What is John Deaton saying? You know what I'm saying? This is a whole load of shit. That's what I'm saying. Truly sad. And everybody listens to that show every day, wants to hear the latest on the trial. Now, see what I'm saying? What it is? What is the trial? It's a manipulation tool to get viewers. That's what the trial is. It's fake. All right. Watch my shows where I present the evidence. I've already proven on 5 shows that the trial's fake. That's why Crypto Hulk can't report on it every day. Next, Joby One, Hobie One. You are pure fire Hulk. Oh, absolutely. What we got here? Your dog. All the new ATMs start with the letter X in Australia. Actually, yeah. What's interesting? Eric M. Smash the like button. Thanks, YT. No notifications today. SMH. Let's see here. Henry Brown. Henry Brown, thank you for your donation to the channel, man. Hulk, sign me up. I need that gold card as soon as possible. Henry Brown wants the XRP gold card. So now that you heard what I was just telling you, that gold card other channels promote, it's old news by about 10 years. Plus, it doesn't have crypto in it. Plus, it's not a Ripple card. And you know what's going to happen is once this thing goes, no one's going to use that fucking card. They're going to use the Ripple one instead. Like, would you rather use that G account? Let's call it the Clint card. Would you rather use with the C, the Clint card, or when Ripple comes out with theirs, you're going to use theirs? I mean, anybody would have to. So that Clint gold card is going to be like history when Ripple takes off. Just I put that out there. Do you seriously like think about this? So the Clint card with a C, all these people are promoting it, right? From these two, but the minute they're gonna drop that shit like a hot potato, the minute Ripple comes out with their gold card, they're dropping that other one. So what are we doing here? We're promoting shit and using that. Where we'll talk about how bad the economy is, and then we'll throw in the Clint card and why you're a customer. You notice how they do that? We talk about how bad this is and scary, but then here's why I have the Clint gold card. You notice how they just work that little card right into the news? That's called manipulation, by the way. And when Ripple comes out with theirs, they're going to drop that Clint card right away. So I just want you to see what's going on with that. Eric M gifted one Crypto Hulk person, and Eric M gave Uncle Bam Bam a 30-day membership. Sly, see you in Aruba. I'm very willing to check that place out. Eli Haas says this year is the green light. Time will tell. We don't know. And if it happens, hey, I'm great with that. Ledger Nano working on card deal for a long time now. Look, everybody's going to use a Ripple one. So whatever, whoever comes out with a card now and this and that, they're going to drop that sucker the minute Ripple drops a card. So, and that company will be like out of business. That's how it works. That sponsor will be like, adios, gone. Because they're going to bail on it. They're going to bail on it the minute Ripple comes out with one. I mean, what does that show you? They're not even loyal to their own brand. Ripple will come out with something, bam, they'll drop that Clint card right away. Oh, but I thought I should have. Well, no, now this one's better. I know for a couple years I've been saying this, it's this gold card, but now we're doing this gold. See, everything, it's all a fucking game. Jen, thank you very much. You found a way to do it. I read your comment yesterday, and you weren't able to get the donation button to work, or you couldn't find it, or something. And I read most all the comments. I don't respond to all of them because I would need another 6 hours a day to do that. Lastly, okay. What we're going to go over next is kind of fun. We got that one. Science 2 labs. Okay, we got that. Fedora. Okay. I'm going to start off by giving the overview. So this next part of the show, we're going to get into like conspiracy type stuff. I'll tell you how it worked out. So you got Ripple, which is a American company. Ripple is actually the United States government. It's some kind of an agency. I don't know what agency it is, or a combination of some agencies, but it's most definitely an agency working on keeping America in control of the world's money. There's a lot of mystery in all this. There's a lot of missing things I don't have the answers to. What happened is when Ripple's an American company. The very first bank that Ripple landed was in Germany. It's called Fedora Bank. That is really kind of interesting because it's not in America. I think what we're seeing here is a controlled shifty shift. We're seeing a controlled shift for some reason to, I think what it is they want Ripple or the United States wanted to show growth from outside of the United States to get all the countries to buy in to the XRP thing. That's what I really strongly believe. If the United States came up with XRP and had all the American banks signed up tomorrow and all that stuff, I mean, a lot of countries won't touch it. Okay, because they already hate the U.S. So they want nothing to do with any kind of crypto that came out of the United States. And again, if XRP were to get a bad name, no one's going to adopt it. Therefore, it's dead on arrival, right? Think about how, this is my conspiracy theory right now. If I know I have something called the SWIFT system and I control the whole world with that, but it's getting old and I need to update it. And now I know the rest of the world, a lot of these countries don't like me. They're not going to want to use a crypto that I invent just on general purpose. They're not going to want to use it. I could give them a sales presentation. They don't want to hear it because it belongs to America. Don't see that. That's how it is. So what you do is you start your crypto outside of the USA. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. So it doesn't appear to be the United States trying to control the world again. That's how I would do it. And that's what Ripple did, is they started off with a German bank called Fedor, like around 2014. Everything seems to be happening in 2014. That's what I've noticed. Like all these things converge on 2014. What happened is they signed up a German bank. Not too shortly after that, the number 2 bank that Ripple got was actually a gateway in Brazil. Now that's interesting. We got Germany first, then Brazil. I've floated the idea that a lot of the Hisler, the guy that used to run Germany that was a very bad man, Hisler escaped World War II. It took a lot of the Nazi people with him, and they all fled to South America and Brazil. Okay. That's the only kind of relation I'm seeing here, because why would you, an American company, your first bank be in Germany, and then your first bank gateway outside of that is in Brazil, where the Germans fled during World War II? See what I'm saying? So there's a lot of power brokers that left, and their families live in Brazil, Argentina, and all that. After that, I'm going to show in this article that Ripple signed up 2 banks, 2 American banks. That was the last. So you start with Germany, Brazil, and America last. These 2 little banks, now you've got a perfect triangle. You've got a gateway and a corridor, don't you? You've got USA and Germany, USA to Brazil, Germany to Brazil. That's your corridor. You got 3 corridors right there. Very interesting. 2 little tiny US banks. It wasn't Bank of America. No, Ripple hooks up with the 2 tiniest banks in the country. We're going to read this article. It's going to be very interesting that you see this. And the articles you read nowadays, even for the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you'll read the Ripple articles. Ripple, opens a location in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Look, Ripple's been there for like 10 years, man. Henry Brown, can we get a membership conspiracy collapse deep dive video on scenarios ushering cryptos? It's all lies. Oh yeah, the Ripple card will be handy. Conspiracy shows you have to be careful on, and I don't really like doing them. I don't like to give too much evidence in a case, because then you get the channel shutdowns. So I won't be doing like conspiracy deep dive video stuff that because all that's going to do is get his channel shut down. So I can touch on some stuff. I can kind of play with the ideas, and that's about it. Because when you get too real, that's when bad shit starts happening. Then you got Yurt Dog. Yurt Dog. It's all connected. But is there a hidden war, if that makes sense? It's all connected, it says here. Ross Saki. Thank you, Ross Saki. Looks like a baby hippo got wrecked. Let's get into this article and you'll see. Armor of God says the blank didn't lose the war. All right. I'm going to start with this article here. Do a copy and a paste. So now that I've explained the basic overview, now we're going to get into the art. This is an actual article. Now, this article in original form was on a different website that I have. I was able to find this article on the actual Ripple website, but it's not the original because they've taken out certain things. So you like the links, you can't click on the links anymore like you used to with the other one. But I'm not going to show you the other one because I don't get credit for that on the internet. People will take the shit and run with it. Oh, here's the source. People want to know what's the source for this so I can, so you can go give it to somebody else online so they can get credit for my hard work. No, thank you. So this is not the original article, but it's pretty dang close. It's like 95% close. It's titled Ripple Labs signs the first 2 U.S. banks. Notice it's September 24th, 2014. Ripple Labs is thrilled to have signed its first 2 U.S. banks. Now remember, this is not the first bank that Ripple signed. It was Fedor. Let me continue. So Ripple signed 2 U.S. banks to use the Ripple protocol for real-time cross-border payments. Cross River Bank was bank number 1 in America, an independent transaction bank based in New Jersey. And then there was CBW Bank, a century-old institution founded in Kansas. That's where Brad Garlinghouse claims to have been born or grown up in Kansas. It says these 2 banks, Cross River and CBW, listen to the wording, they join Fedor Bank on the Ripple network, which continues to grow. So right here, these 2 banks join Fedor. Fedor was already a partner of Ripple in Germany. So first customer, I'm showing you right now all the stuff that doesn't get talked about. So I want you to see the roots of Ripple and a bigger story than what's portrayed. Like a European control of Ripple. Like families, maybe even a European family, which I won't mention. The R child. That's all I'm going to say. I appreciate people really not using the full word. Moderators, somebody uses the full R child family's name, delete that and time them out, please. I actually believe there's a family in Europe called the R child, and they somehow got Ripple going, working with the government in our country, because that's why in Germany it started. And then it started in Brazil with maybe some of these rich families that escaped World War II. Or maybe they helped, it was a particular banking type of family that sponsored Germany's little Hizzler. So these rich families that financed Hizzler's abilities, they left Germany and went to Brazil, so that rich family is still there. I don't know. I'm just putting together some stuff. I have no proof on that. So I want to keep it that way. I don't want to have proof because then, it's going to be all bad if I have too much proof. It says here both of these banks are excited to leverage the technology in order to provide greater efficiency. It says here our business customers expect banking to move at the speed of the web, but with the security and confidence of the traditional banking system. Ripple will help make that a reality by enabling our customers to instantly transfer funds. These banks were using XRP in 2014, just saying. You notice how they're like, oh, yeah, well, first we got to work on RippleNet or whatever it is. No, they're going straight for XRP. They've already been using that for 14 years now, or I'm sorry, 10 years now. Let me go into here. I'm not going to read the whole article. Okay, the third paragraph from the bottom, I have highlighted. But these new partnerships, meaning Cross River and CBW, but these new partnerships aren't just great for these banks' customers, it's great for everyone in the US and Europe by essentially opening up a corridor. They opened up a corridor, Ripple said, between the ACH, which is Automated Clearinghouse, and SEPA. Any US bank can now use Cross River. Oh, now listen to this. This is really, you got to hear this. Any bank like JP Morgan, Chase, or whatever, any bank can now use Cross River or CBW Bank as a correspondent to move funds in real time to any other institution in Europe via Germany-based Fedor. Now, I want you to see what's going on. This is massive right here, what I just said. You got three banks in the world: JP Morgan, Citibank, and HSBC, the Hong Kong Shanghai Bank Corporation, or whatever it's called, right? Those three banks, they move all the money in the world. Okay? Guess what Ripple just did? See, when all the banks in the world want to move money, who do they call? JP Morgan, Citibank, or HSBC, right? Ripple just flipped that 10 years ago, roughly. Here's what they say. Any US bank, and that will include JP Morgan, Household Savings Bank, and Citibank, can now use Cross River. See, before, Cross River and all these banks would have to use JP Morgan, Citibank, and HSBC to move money. Got it? Everybody would have to use just those three banks. And guess what those three banks did? Charge the fuck out of you for sending money. Now Ripple flips it and says, oh, by the way, now all the banks in the country will have to go through Cross River or CBW to move funds. And this will all be done via Germany-based Fedor. So if you want to send money to Europe, guess what? Ripple's saying, we got control of Europe via Fedor. You see how this works? Ripple just got control of all of Europe by using the Fedor Bank. Ripple just got control of America and the world by having those two banks, Cross River and CBW. They would be like the gatekeeper. If anybody were to send money overseas and wanted it done fast and cheap, they'd have to go through those two banks, Cross River and CBW. You see how massive this story is? Now, what Ripple's done since then is now, see, the banks didn't like that. Because guess what? Ripple calls all the shots now with those two banks, CBW and Cross River. Because what would happen is a bank, let's say it's ABC Bank in Texas, would then set up an account with Cross River, and they would start sending money all over the world. They would leave Wells Fargo, they'd leave all these banks. Ripple really caused a problem with the rich banks when they chose. Ripple chose two banks. And then after that, the big banks were like, hey, oh damn, people are not going to us as much anymore. They're going through Cross River. They're going through CBW to send money. Then the big banks like JP Morgan. So that's why this JP Morgan coin, right? And all, see, they were desperate to come out with their own. That's when the Ethereum came in, okay? The Ethereum came in to try to undo what Ripple did. Vitalik the crackhead spent like 3 weeks at Ripple back in the day, ran back to Canada, and tried to invent something, which he did, called Ethereum, which was a complete failure. Because the banks, and JP Morgan was in the beginning on that one. So JP Morgan tried to conquer the market with their JPM coin and all that, because Ripple came out with Cross River and CBW Bank. And JP Morgan's like hell, I'm going to have these two little shit banks controlling me. So they tried to make their own stuff. They went through Ethereum. That was a complete fail, an epic fail. And that's kind of like your history of the crypto we got right here. I'm going to show you this next article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to do a copy paste here. So I just explained to you how Ripple hit the scene in 2014. They linked up with Fedora Bank, number one. After that, they link up with Brazil. I'm going to show you the article. I want you to notice the dates. Notice the dates on these things. Brazil was number 2. Number 3 was the United States. Okay. Darren White, member for 6 months. Good morning, Hulk from Germany. I'm late. I'll watch back. Thanks, mate. Appreciate your dedication from Germany. People all around the world. Bobby Hernandez didn't get a notification. That's because YouTube doesn't want you to watch the show. I want you to look at the date of this article I just sent you. September 8th. So let's go back with the dates. The first bank Ripple got, I'd have to look up exactly when Fedora Bank was signed up. That's number 1. This is number 2 bank, because look at the date here. September 8th, 2014. Okay. Now look at the date of the article I just read. September 24th, 2014. Well, what happened is the Brazil location was first, because that article is September 8th. This one with Ripple and the two banks is not September 8th, it's September 24th. So you can see the order. Germany first, then Brazil, then the United States with the two banks. Here's this one. Ripple Lab. Here's the article for this. Meet Rafael, who just launched a Ripple gateway in Brazil. Okay. I'm not going to get into the article. I read this like a week ago. Okay. You'll notice it says here RIPEX, RIPPEX. There's like a link kind of for that. When you click on it, it'll show this website. You can click on it right here and kind of see a little bit of what it's all about, RIPEX. Go ahead and click on that link. And let's see, there's a blog button we can click. So it's not going to be found, some of the stuff, when you click on this, because this is an old article, but at least you can see there was something called RipX. That's short for Ripple Exchange. This website went down in 2018. It says disclaimer: RipX is closed and archived since February 2018. But I just wanted to show you what they got here. They have a wallet, you have a Ripple account. Um, you can deposit Bitcoins in there. You can trade different assets like Bitcoin, XRP, US dollars, the euro, Chinese money, Japanese money. Talks about Ripple, the future of payments. Okay, so we're going to back up out of that article and go back to the other. Now it talks about Raphael is the co-founder of RipX, which we just saw, a newly launched Ripple Gateway. What happens when we click on Ripple Gateway? We get a 404 page. Okay. So, like I said, I have this original article. I'm not telling you where I have it or where the location is, but it shows a picture. I showed this last week. You can probably go on my little short videos. I show you the actual website. This one's not the original. This is the one that they changed. But I wanted to show you it so at least you can kind of see it. The original has a picture of Raphael right there. The original article that I have, you can click on these links and they fully work. Not on this article, but I'm not going to show you the original because, again, I never get credit for it in the real world. So fuck it. I'm not going to show you the link. I could do a video on it and show you how I'm clicking on stuff, but I won't let you know exactly where it's located. Because then people are like, oh, look what I found. Because they can't admit Crypto Hulk found it and they don't have it. But you got this guy named Raphael who started something called RipX. And it has a Ripple gateway that serves Brazilian residents. RipX is the fastest, cheapest way to buy Bitcoin in Brazil, it says right here. I'm going to scroll down the article. Let's see. So the guy, look, there's a little story behind this if you want to read this article. I don't know how true it is. You got this guy named Raphael. He's working for an ad agency or whatever it is. Then he goes off to college and becomes a doctor. Does that for like 6 years or something, quits. I'm showing you the history of, okay, look, I don't believe this article. I think that Raphael is a plant. He's planted there. I think Ripple or whatever government or rich family in Europe that's controlling Ripple and our government put Raphael in Brazil to make it look like he started it. So that way the Brazilian people, I don't know. The story just is not even true. This guy named Raphael becomes a doctor, but then he learns about Bitcoin. He becomes fascinated. So he quits doing that. He goes to study Bitcoin and eventually opens up his own Ripple gateway with some friends. I mean, seriously, like that's basically what this article is. He became fascinated with crypto. So it says, so how did you go from Ripple, a Ripple newbie, to a bona fide Ripple entrepreneur? So here he gives this story about how he becomes fascinated with crypto. He studies it and everything. And then he somehow becomes a crypto expert, him and his friends, and they start a Ripple gateway in Brazil. Like, seriously, like that's the most BS story I've ever heard of. Um, Although I want you to read the article, but know that this is made up and it's meant to hide who really started Ripple in Brazil. Okay. Um, I'm just kind of looking through. Okay. I'm gonna leave this story alone. I wanted to just touch on this story. I wanted you to see this. I've done. Let me look on my show. I'm looking on my channel. I'll tell you exactly where. If you want to see the real article on this, um, give me a second here so I can find it. The Raphael guy and all that. Let me go down. Okay, 2 weeks ago, I had a show that's called Members Only Exclusive Show, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Time. I expose XRP. You'll see a picture of the Raphael guy right there. Um, it doesn't show. I'm looking at the show now. It's not giving me the exact date because YouTube does it. It'll say like 2 weeks ago or so. It doesn't tell you the exact date. But you'll see the picture of this Mexican looking guy. Um, Members only exclusive show, 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. I expose XRP. So if you want to see the actual, that's the real article. Hold on. So yeah, go back in some of my videos. I make some very good short videos here. So you look under the videos section, not the short section, but the videos section, and you can find some really good deep divey short little 1, 2, 3 minute maximum um, little deep dives I do. They're pretty cool. But I wanted to show you this article for the brand new people to see that Ripple started in Germany. You can look if you go to Wikipedia. You can type in Fedora Bank, but I don't think they have any relations to Ripple in that Wikipedia. Like, I don't know if I showed the Wikipedia before, but I forgot. I don't think Wikipedia gives Ripple credit for Fedora. They just talk about Fedora and then it's sold to France in 2016. But I wanted to at least show you that article because, again, Ripple started in Germany, then they opened up Brazil. Then after that, it was two banks in America. Now you got your triangle corridors going right there. That was the very beginning of Ripple, just because I want you to have a better understanding on the origins of Ripple. And again, my conspiracy with the Nazis, along with Hisler. Okay, Brian says Kiyosaki says 50% off, 200% priced fractional art today only. Backing the goddamn semi up. Well, that's what they say. Like, now is the time. Like, if you're new, it depends on how you look at this. You can look at what's going on in crypto right now, saying, "Oh, this is all fucked up. We got to wait all this time." If you're new, this is very, very good for you. If you just got into crypto now, you have a chance of still becoming a multi millionaire. All right. You're going to have to get your crypto from an exchange that's not in the United States. I'm not telling you to do that for tax reasons. I would not. Oh, my name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing on this show you should listen to. You should turn this show off immediately. You've watched it way too long. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor. I know nothing about taxes. Everything on my show is designed to confuse you and to get you financially destroyed. Okay. Nothing in this show is designed to help you evade taxes or anything like that. So when you get, okay, so now I'm done with the disclaimer. When you buy your crypto, make sure it's on an exchange that's not located within the continental United States. Okay. Use a VPN to help disguise yourself so that criminals can't find you. And when you buy your crypto, again, make sure it's someplace far away. And it's unfortunate, but the United States won't know, that you bought it from that exchange at least. Your bank might tell you, but at least the exchange, I mean, the bank might tell the government, but at least the exchange more than likely won't because it's outside of the United States. But again, I encourage you to make sure the government knows everything you buy and you pay more than your fair share of taxes. I just want to put that in there too. Been down a few rabbit holes in my day, says Armor of God. I think that'll be it. Where are we at? Hour and 5 minutes? Yeah, okay. Definitely done. I'm feeling it. So there you have it. Um, I'm going to head off and do some things. If I make a show tonight, it'll be somewhere around 6 to 7 p.m. So, like around 11 hours from now, something like that. Um, don't count on YT notifying you. You have to physically check my channel to know if I have a show on, okay? If, well, I'm going to do some digging today. And if I can find some good stuff, I'll make a show for the PM. And other than that, I will see you all in my next broadcast.